Problems in our schools, not just limited, of course, to the problems up in Batley, but also in North London. Let's bring to the conversation Dr. Alan Mendoza, who's Executive Director of the Henry Jackson Society, a national security think tank. First off, Dr. Mendoza, thank you for hanging on the line. I hope I've not disrupted your morning too much. Your reaction to the news that this man, who clearly misstepped with his teaching, but can't go to work and is in hiding with a new identity. Good morning.
Well, thank you, Nick. Look, the story speaks for itself. The guy has done nothing wrong according to the law of this land, yet somehow 2 years later, despite changing his identity, he's still in hiding because there are people in this country who think that their right to stop people blaspheming transcends the law of this land and means that his life is at risk. Now, how can that in any sensible way be acceptable in modern contemporary Britain?
How, and this is obviously something you and your colleagues work hard on, how is the heat to be taken out, to use that expression, how the extremism to be taken out of this situation now, Doctor?
Well, frankly, by arresting the people making the threats. It's rather like the crazy case we saw, a couple of weeks ago in Wakefield as well, where death threats have been hurled at this boy who dropped a Quran. The people making those threats need to be arrested. That's the message that needs to go out here. They need to be told, you cannot threaten violence because you're offended. There is no right to be offended in this country. You may not like it, but it's the law of the land, and that's how this has to operate. The law of the land. It is not permissible or acceptable in contemporary Britain to make death threats.
But lastly, can a teacher knowingly set out to cause offence? That is a conversation about blasphemy. He knows that by showing this particular depiction of Muhammad, he's going to potentially offend a number of children. Can a teacher do that?
And if, and there's a very big if in this, if the context warrants it. So, for example, if you're teaching about the Nazis and you're teaching about anti-Semitism of the Nazis, would you think it's acceptable to show